And now, WWAX Productions proudly presents The Spotlight with Justin Hollywood. And now, part 2 of our exclusive interview with Chris Mayne, only on The Spotlight. Tell me about APW in Royston. I know you had a decent run with them, battling guys like the unstoppable Shadow Jackson and Strychnine, along with various others. What was it like working with them?
APW was a major part of becoming the Chris Mayne that I am today. They were the first place that really sat me down and was like, what do you want out of this? Like, what, as far as like character, and we know what you can do, but we had this thing that we want to present to you, and they were the ones that gave me the fine tuning as far as placing moves here and there, and how to conduct myself as far as a character, for the crowd, and the little fine things in wrestling that you need. That place was a start, and it was a very, very humbling experience at first, because at that time you had Shadow Jackson, you had Slim J, you had I think Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods, was going through there at that time, like helping out. You had a lot of guys like Gunner, aka Shatter, if from back in the day, Shatter. But Gunner was there. There were so many people there that was so good, and I had the opportunity to pick at their brains and them help me develop. So APW again is one of those places that that really I can't be thankful enough for being able to be there. But at the same time, though, as much as I loved it there at times, there were times that it was aggravating, and that was more or less just business-wise, and part of it was on me, part of it was things that I couldn't help, but still, APW, I owe a lot to APW and what they've done for me.
What's your opinion of Jeremy Vane?
He's a great guy. Like, talking to him, just in passing, and being able to sit down with him and catch up, great guy. Business-wise, we've had a strained relationship, but we've talked it out, we've hashed out our differences. We have different philosophies. We've actually touched on philosophies not too long ago, but I have major respect for Jeremy Vane. He's done a lot for this business in the South, and I have nothing but respect for him.
Did you ever hold any championships during your tenure with APW?
I was the North Georgia champion twice, I believe, while I was there. The first time, trying to remember. I can't remember who I beat the first time. I know the second time, I think it was, God, give me a second. Because I was just watching this match, as a matter of fact, like the other day. Jacob Ashworth. That's who I beat, I think, the second time to win the North Georgia Championship. And I was their champion for a good bit, and I think the last time I never lost a title. But that was due to circumstances that was beyond my control, and I will not get into that, but I had to pretty much leave APW. So...
All right, let's talk about some of your current work now. You mentioned Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment earlier. What's it like working with the guys up there?
It's so much fun. Working with AWE is fun, but at the same time, when I first got there, it was quite intimidating. because you have such great talent there. You have, your Chip Days, you have your Murder One, pretty much the hierarchy. Adrian Armour, Iceberg, which, Iceberg, me and Iceberg go back from the Anarchy days, but just having him there, and then you had, guys like Martin Stone coming through. You had David Starr coming in. You had Jimmy Rave as well as a part of the hierarchy. I mean, you had so much talent. Owen Knight, Kiera Hogan, you had the Carnies and Priscilla Kelly. And, when you walk in and you see those guys and you see what they do, the Joe Blacks, the William Huckabees, all these people, and you're like, what am I doing here? That's how it felt. Like, what am I doing here? I'm just fresh back into this thing after 2 years of being out of wrestling. What am I doing? But as intimidating as it was going into that locker room, fresh in from being off for 2 years, they did so much to bring me back to where I am now. It still am helping me to this day. That locker room is, it's nothing but love in that locker room. Like, it's, you have your differences here and there, but at the same time, though, it's all for the betterment of not just Southern wrestling, but wrestling in general. If you ask for feedback, they'll give you feedback. They'll help you out any way, shape, or form. If you want the opportunity to be there or to go anywhere else with those guys in that locker room, they're going to give it to you. And I am truly thankful for being a part of that roster. That roster is amazing.
So how did the moniker the Battle Royal King come to be?
So currently right now I'm on a four Battle Royal win streak. And it started with the Shawty Low Invitational, and then it went to the Adrenaline Challenge Battle Royal. Both of those are at AWE. And then the next one was at Universal Independent Wrestling, which is a sister promotion with AWE in Buchanan, Georgia. They run primarily out of Buchanan. And I won the West Georgia Invitational Battle Royal. And on that night, the fans from AWE had came up to UIW. And when I won it, they started chanting Battle Royal King. So I was christened the name by the fans of Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment as the Battle Royal King. And I won the Bad and Bougie Battle Royal not too long ago, and it stuck. And I was like, hey, I found my thing in AWE, and that's how I became the Battle Royal King.
That's awesome, man. Especially
it is awesome to be able, because when you think about like wrestling, a lot of the times when you're first coming in or even to now, like you're either given a name by the company, or you're giving a name by yourself. Like, you come up with something. It's rare that the fans get to W something in this business. Like, you have those instances, but it's very rare. And to be able to have something gifted to me by people that watch me and enjoy what I do, as fans, as paying customers, really resonates on me. Like, that means I'm really doing something to impress them in one way, shape, or form. So I really take the Battle Royal King thing very seriously.
Tell me about your current gimmick. Most people, well, at least I know you best as the event Chris Mayne, but now it seems you turned into some sort of predator.
The Predator gimmick, my new thing. Well, when I came back into wrestling, again, the landscape had changed, and it's in a boom right now, and there's so many great wrestlers out there, and the Southeast is a hotbed for new talent. So to come back in and see what's going on, I was like, all right, how can I differentiate myself from the pack? to kind of get myself noticed in some way. And like Jacoby would call me the Predator when I started growing out my dreads the first time, and the second time for that matter. And he always called me that, and I'm a huge Predator fan. I love the movie. But it wasn't until Joe Black called me, said, "What's up, Predator?" in the locker room, and it kind of caught on, in a sense, that I finally was like, you know what? I love the Predator. They call me that because I have dreads. I mean, Predator's a pretty badass character. Why not use that? It's something to, that nobody else that I know of is doing right now. And if I take it as far as I can, with, developing this character, I think it could be money, as far as, getting myself noticed. And I think for the most part, it's leaving a lasting impression. Being able to come out with that mask, first and foremost, is just cool to me. But also to be able to see the crowd as I come out and, they recognize the fact that I have a Predator mask on is awesome, because they can relate to that. They know what the Predator is about. And that's cool. And I've really grown to like the fact of people recognizing me as such. So
let's talk about Viral Pro Wrestling. I know you're doing some work for them as well. What's it like working there?
Again, another great place with a lot of great talent. And it's a new promotion, and being able to be a part of something that's in the genesis of its growth, and to see where it's at already and what potential it has is amazing. And, Viral is honestly a lot like the end of Flatline Pro, because there's a lot of guys from that promotion that came over to this side. But at the same time, though, you have guys from PWX in Charlotte that's coming down and doing shows for the promotion. You've got people from Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. You have people from Florida coming in, South Carolina, North Carolina. You have all these guys coming in to one little place. It's like a hub for professional wrestlers in the Southeast, in a sense. And it's on a smaller scale. It's nothing like that, but at the same time, though, it has the potential to be something so great for, because West Georgia has a lot of promotions, a lot of great promotions, but there's nothing really on the east side of Georgia that's really, popping right now. And Viral has that opportunity. It's already doing it right now. So to be a part of that is great. And I'm truly enjoying my time there, and, just being able to, perform once again in front of the CSRA and, say, hey, this is something that's really, really hot right now here. Because, I mean, if you ever come to a Viral Pro show, there's a lot of people there that really enjoy the product that Viral Pro is putting out, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
How do you feel on being involved in a major storyline with Joshua Cutshaw, Billy Brash, the Hellhounds, and especially VPW Heavyweight Champion 6?
I didn't expect it, to be completely 100% honest. When I came to Viral Pro, I was under, my thought process was that, I'm just going to come in, I'm going to wrestle, have a good time, see what happens, in a sense. But I never thought I would be thrust into this situation as fast as I was. And I was really set on, seeing, my guys like, Hexon and Ken, or at the time Ken Lee, now Kenji Brea, taking the reins and running with it. And I was just going to, sit back in the back and just coast it. And then now I'm literally about to sign a contract to face 6 for his VPW championship, and it all stemmed from getting jumped by the Hellhounds. And it's weird how things played out after that. And, but as much as I wasn't planning on going for the title, now that I'm in it, I am hungrier than ever to get a title because it's been a very long time since I've had a championship around my waist.
What keeps you motivated to keep going after 6 in the VPW championship?
Well, first and foremost is, whenever you're in any competition, if you're not hungry for success, if you're not hungry for the top prize, wherever you're at, then you don't need to be doing whatever it is you're doing. And I'm hungry to prove myself that I am one of the best in Viro Pro, and not just in Viro Pro, just in wrestling in general. I always want to prove that I'm as good, if not better than, whoever they view as the best, because that's just the drive, I want to have. At the same time, you pair that with the fact of, I've had my opportunities of, facing 6, and, I've been screwed out of it. It just makes me even more hungrier to finally get that title, because if you've got to cheat to, keep your title, then apparently I'm doing something right, and apparently I may be better than you. So I'm really going to come after you now. I'm really going to try to take that title because I deserve it, because you had to weasel your way out instead of facing me like a man and just taking the L like you should have. So.
Speaking of viral, you mentioned a contract signing between you and 6. When is this set to take place?
That will be June 10th. We are going to be doing a public contract signing at Viro Pro at the Sweetwater Gym on that day. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some fisticuffs involved, because just seeing him just aggravates the ever-loving crap out of me. But, yeah, that's when the contract signing will go down. Everything will be official, and we'll see when exactly I'll be facing him for the title.
Interesting. I'll have to come swing by and check that out.
Yeah, you should, definitely. Anybody that's in the Thompson area, in the CSRA for that matter, June 10th, man, come out. It's going to be a great show. If I remember right, the Ducks are going to be on the show. You got Jacoby Boykins, Shane Hexon. You got, of course, you got 6 and the Hellhounds, the Monster Squad. But, I mean, you're going to have a lot of great talent there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And, tickets don't cost that much. It'll be something for your family to do and have fun and, see some exciting wrestling action.
Are there any other promotions you're currently working for or trying to get your foot into?
Well, besides AWE, I just did PWX not too long ago, and actually debuted on the main show. And that was my second time being there. I'm hoping that eventually that I'll be able to get onto that roster and be a major part of that promotion as well, because they're doing great things as well. And I love that crowd. The PWX crowd is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I just went to freelance wrestling in Chicago, Illinois, not too long ago, and to be able to be a part of that promotion as well would be absolutely amazing. There's some others that I'm eyeing right now, but for the most part, those two are at the top of the list right now, because I've been there, I've experienced it, and I want to experience it again. I want to keep experiencing it, because those crowds, those promotions, the business that they're doing, not just for the fans, but for the guys that are putting their bodies on the line, is amazing. And I want to be a part of that.
All right, Chris, is there anyone on the independent circuit that you would like to face that you haven't faced before?
Well, I got asked this question not too long ago. Now, the question was in Georgia, but as far as anybody on the wrestling scene right now, number one still is Jimmy Rave. Because, I mean, he's, you know, he's a great wrestler, and, you know, just, I have the opportunity, if it ever comes, and the best possible place would be AWE, so hopefully that works out. I just respect what he can do in the ring, as far as being a technical wrestler and everything. Let's see, who else? I'm trying to think, who else would I like to? Effie. I would love to wrestle Effie. And I hope Effie gets to hear this, because I've been talking to Effie about trying to get a match with him for the longest. Effie, I want to wrestle you. And then, let's see. One other person would probably be one of the Carnies. Like, as far as, like, off the top of my head, one of the Carnies. If not, if I could have a tag match with the Carnies, that would be great. Maybe me and Jacoby versus the Carnies at some point. That would be awesome. But yeah, like off the top of my head, 3 that I would, like, and technically it's 4, but still, like right now, off the top of my head, those guys.
All right, interesting. You know, you mentioned Effie. Effie was actually a guest on here in the past, so I know he's familiar with the program. So he should be able to hear your challenge to him. Or maybe you guys can work something out in the future.
Oh, I mean, I respect Effie and what he does, and he's a super talented guy. And I just want to step foot in the ring with the weapon of sass destruction. So, like I said, Effie, if you get to hear this, man, we got to make it happen some way, somehow. Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, doesn't matter. Let's do this.
All right, Chris, we're reaching the end of the show here, but do you have any last words you'd like to say before we go?
I'm going to end it the same way I ended the last podcast I was doing. Never, ever let this business, if you're a young guy getting into the business, or a young girl for that matter, never, ever let this business get to you to where you're not having fun anymore. And that's what happened to me before I took my 2 years off. And I think taking the 2 years off that I did really opened my eyes to this. We got into this business for a reason. We love this business, one way, shape, or form. Yes, the business side of it can get frustrating, but just to be able to perform and do what you love, to be able to wrestle in front of a crowd and hear that response, you know, whether it's, you know, the cheers or the boos, you know, the "this is awesome" chants, all of that stuff. Remember, that's what you got into this business for the love of it, for the love of professional wrestling. You're going to have your bumps, but just hang on and just try to just take every moment in and just cherish it. Cherish it as much as you can.
All right, Chris. Well, I thank you for being my guest here on the show. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me, man.
And
hey, sorry about the baby if you heard him in the background. He's pretty fussy right now.
It's all good, man. Before we go, is there any social media, you know, people can find you on, contact you on for future references?
Yeah, so you got Facebook. It's going to be facebook.com/CJH_Chris Mayne, all one word at the end. And that's the rest of them. That's Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, CJH_Chris Mayne. Just look me up and you'll see what I got to offer. Ain't much. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get everything set up and everything, but I do respond on Twitter and Instagram and everything like that. So don't worry, guys.
All right, Chris. We're about to head out, but before we go, one more thing. Do you mind repeating the information for the viral show for any fans who may want to attend.
Yeah, the viral show that I will be doing the contract signing at, that is June 10th at the Sweetwater Gym in Thompson, Georgia. Bell time is, I do believe, either 7 or 7:30, but you can find out on the Viral Pro Wrestling page that is on Facebook. Just type in Viral Pro Wrestling in the search, and you will pull it up, and you will see all the information you need, all the ticket prices and everything. So please, if you're in the CSRA, do not miss this show, because it's going to be awesome. And then the show after that is going to be even more awesome, because we're going into Affection. Our year 1 show is going to be the grandest show you could possibly see in the CSRA, quite possibly in Georgia. It's going to be great.
All right, Chris. Well, I thank you for being here once again. This has been Justin Hollywood, and this is the Spotlight, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.
This has been a WWAX production.